students from South Lakes, Edison, and Gaithersburg meet today on It's Academic. I'm Hillary Howard. Welcome to It's Academic, the world's longest-running TV quiz show produced by Altman Productions, in association with David M. Rubenstein Productions and WETA.
Support for It's Academic has been provided by the following: George Mason University, all together different.
Call us different.
Different in where we come from,
Where we're going,
and how we think.
but the same in our dreams for tomorrow.
Driven by the pull of possibility.
To inspire,
To think fearlessly. To protect and to heal the planet. We know the world will change.
together.
We will be the ones to change it.
Call Mason different. All
Together different.
Hey, we are really glad that you are with us because I'm sure this is going to be a great competition on It's Academic. And teams, as you know, we always begin with the fast start. In the fast start, questions are worth 20 points up or down. First team to buzz in gets to answer, and the students don't see what you do on your screens. Here we go. All answers contain a double O. That's two O's together, somewhere in the word, as in noon. This fictional pirate captain is the enemy of Peter Pan. Yep, Edison.
Okay.
Answer, 3, 2.
Captain Cook.
No, Hook. Captain Hook, so close. This chess piece always moves in South Lakes.
Rook.
Yeah, this was the brief 1830s war over the boundary between Maine and Canada. The answer is Aroostook. During metamorphosis, a caterpillar spins this. Yeah, South Lakes.
Cocoon.
Cocoon is it. This Tennessee city was the railroad center of the Confederacy. Answer is Chattanooga. This fast-growing grass is the favorite food of pandas. Yep, South Lakes.
Bamboo.
Bamboo, it's in the grass family. This is a two-word name for the mineral iron pyrite. Yep, South Lakes.
Fool's Gold.
Fool's Gold is right. Australian natives developed this curved throwing device that returns to South Lakes.
Boomerang.
Boomerang is correct. That does it for the fast start round. Let's recap those scores. South Lakes, 150 points. Edison, 90 points. Gaithersburg, 100 points. It's mix and match time, and before we embark on that round, we're going to get to meet the students from South Lakes High School in Reston, Virginia. Zahra, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Tell us about yourself.
I'm a senior right now, and it's actually my birthday today.
Happy birthday!
Yeah, thank you.
That's wonderful. Is this like your gift, or do you have something else going on?
This is
presumably?
my gift, I think.
Really?
Yeah, it's a wonderful gift.
Oh, that's wonderful. We're really glad to have you here on
Thank
your
you.
birthday. How you doing, Kevin?
Hi, I'm Kevin. I'm a senior at South Lakes, and I like to play the violin.
And I know I've asked you a million questions about this before because you've been here before, but do you have a favorite composition to play?
I don't know. I mean, I like a lot of traditional Irish fiddle tunes.
Oh, that's so much fun. Really fun. Well, it's good to have you again, Kevin, and hello, Eric.
Hello. Hi, I'm a junior at South Lakes, and I play the marimba in our marching band.
Oh, wow, that must be fun.
It is.
Yeah. It's always hard to play and walk, though, isn't it? Or march, rather.
Yeah, it is.
I bet. Okay, guys, in this round, questions are worth 20 points, nothing off for a wrong answer. Here we go.
Yes.
A pale adventurer. Hidden in this phrase is what heavy metallic element useful as a shield against radiation?
Lead.
Yes. Expensive, harmless, incomplete. Something that's innocuous can best be described by which of these adjectives?
Harmless.
Yes. John Carter of blank, the warlord of blank. President Reagan said these novels inspired him as a boy, and you can complete their titles by adding the name of what planet forth from the sun?
Mars.
Mars is right. Mississippi, Delaware, Florida. Because the Emancipation Proclamation was limited to those states that had seceded, it did not free slaves in which of these states?
Delaware.
Yeah. Joy is a net of love by which you can catch souls. These are the words of what Nobel Prize-winning nun who tried bringing joy to the poor and dying of Calcutta?
Mother Teresa.
Yes, you're right. Nice job, South Lakes. 250 points. Now to Edison High School from Fairfax County. Andrew, how you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good.
Good. What should we know about you?
Well, I'm a senior at Edison High School, and in my free time, I enjoy reading.
What are your favorite books, or the books that you're immersed in now?
Probably one of my favorites would be The Trial by Kafka, and I'm currently reading Child of God by Cormac McCarthy.
Oh, all right. Well, you'll have to let us know how it is, how it went. I haven't read those. Well, that one. Josh, hi.
Hi, I'm Josh. I'm currently a senior at Edison High School. In my spare time, I love watching the Yankees, the Giants, and all New York sports teams.
Sorry about the Yankees.
Yeah.
That was tough. Are your parents big sports fans?
My parents are both big sports fans.
From New York?
From New York.
I'm from New York too, but you know, I tell the other fans, don't hold it against me. Hello, Quentin.
Hi, I'm Quentin. I'm a 16-year-old junior at Edison High School, and I really like birding.
Birding. Yeah. Do you take photographs?
Yes, I do.
And you're very quiet when you get out there early in the morning?
Yeah.
Do you have all the gear, the bird gear?
Yeah, I have binoculars, a camera, everything.
Awesome. The guys, here's your first question. Don't harm a dancer. Study this sentence and see if you can find the hidden names of what Spanish fleet defeated by England in 1588.
Armada?
Yeah. Sickly, dependable, lively. A person who is vivacious can best be described by which of these adjectives?
Lively?
Yes. Blank hills, blank sea. What same color should precede each of these words to name hills in South Dakota and a sea that surrounds the Crimean Peninsula?
Black?
Yes. The Philippines, the Urals, the Hindu Kush. If you wanted to visit an archipelago, you'd travel to which of these geographic areas?
The Philippines?
Correct again. We are here to make a choice between the quick and the dead. A U.S. delegate made this statement at a 1946 meeting of what international organization based in New York with a General Assembly and Security Council?
United Nations?
You've got it. Nicely done, Edison. 190 points. And finally, to Team 3, Gaithersburg High School from Montgomery County. Hello, Giselle. How you doing?
Good.
Good. Tell us about yourself.
We're all a part of the Gaithersburg High School Symphonic Orchestra. I'm a part of Color Guard, and I like to read.
That's great. And what are you reading currently?
I'm currently reading a romance novel by Elle Kennedy.
And is it good?
Yes.
Very good. Nice to have you, Giselle. Hello, Natalie.
Hi.
So tell us something about yourself.
Well, outside of orchestra, which we're all in together, I also like to read, and I'm also really interested in philosophy.
In philosophy. What is it about philosophy that really gets your imagination going?
I like questions that don't have answers because I think it gives you a lot more room to think. I'm a big fan of Nietzsche, so that's big.
Oh, yeah. We ask a lot of questions about Nietzsche, so you're well positioned. And Paria, it's really good to have you. Tell us about yourself.
Hi. So,
Hi.
I'm a senior at Gaithersburg, and then other than orchestra, I'm also part of jazz band for school. I like to read, like everyone others do. And yeah.
So I should round this out. What are you reading?
I'm actually reading the same book as Giselle right now.
Okay. Here we go, guys. The gang escaped. You'll escape with 20 points if you can find here the name of what sacred river of India? Answer? In 3, 2, 1.
Ganges?
It's the Ganges. Is that okay, Susan? Yeah, good. You've got it. I've seen the sunrise over the Ganges. Euphoric, insipid, malicious. Someone who is overjoyed and extremely happy can best be described by which of these adjectives?
Euphoric?
Yeah. Blank banks, blank space. To identify banks off North Carolina and the vast region beyond our atmosphere, place what same word in the blanks?
Outer?
Yes. Patella, ulna, mandible. A person would have his arm in a sling if he had broken which of these bones?
Ulna?
Ulna's right. Eventually, it will be the most beautiful city in the world. This was architect Frank Lloyd Wright's tribute to what largest Illinois city?
Chicago.
Chicago, yes. Gaithersburg, 200 points. That's it for Mix and Match. You know what's next. It's Picture Perfect. See you in a minute.
I'm David Rubenstein. From the Kennedy Center and the National Archives to the Lincoln Memorial and the Washington Monument, I've been pleased to support many important organizations and historic sites linked to American history, art, culture, education, and more. I believe giving back to our country isn't just an idea, it's an action, a patriotic action that involves all of us. And it begins with education and learning about our nation's past so that we, the people, can make a more perfect union for the future. We can do it together. Please read, learn, get involved, and make a difference.
Hey, it's time for the Picture Perfect round. You guys ready to see some snaps? All right. In the Picture Perfect round, questions are worth 20 points up or down. Here we go. This figure is thought to depict a dancer from what Egyptian city famous in ancient times for its library? Yeah, Edison.
Alexandria.
Yeah. This view of a Chinese province shows a field or paddy in which farmers grow what crop? A staple? Gaithersburg.
Rice.
Yeah, that's it. Flowers like this, along with monolithic stone heads, decorate what Pacific island, Edison?
Easter Island.
You are correct. Taking all roots to be positive, what's the value of this expression? Yes, Edison. Answer?
106.
Yeah. Dating from the 2nd century BC, this sculpted head was found in an excavation near what capital city of Lebanon? Edison. Answer in 3,
Kyle.
2, no, it's Beirut. Intelligence is the ability to adapt to change. These were the words of what English theoretical physicist who wrote A Brief History, yes, South Lakes.
Stephen Hawking.
You've got it, nice choice. Which of these is the principal quantum number associated with the K shell of an atom? Anybody? In 3, 2, yeah, South Lakes.
2.
No, it's 1. Close. Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay are seen here in 1953 after reaching the top of, yes, South Lakes.
Everest.
You are right, and that does it for the Picture Perfect round. Let's look at these scores. South Lakes, 270. Edison, 230. Gaithersburg, 220 points. You know, these students work really hard. Let's meet the people that help get them here to It's Academic. We begin with South Lakes. Kevin, tell us about the crew you brought today.
So we have our coach, Ms. France, our assistant principal, Ms. Winter, and our alternates, Robin and Ridvik.
All right, really good to see you guys. And who's
our
your mascot?
Seymour.
Seymour.
Seymour the Seahawk.
Like him. Over to Edison from Fairfax County. Josh, who's with you?
So we have our amazing coach and principal, Mr. Pandon and Miss Bulk, respectively.
Hey, very good to see you guys again. And finally, over to Gaithersburg from Montgomery County. Natalie, tell us about your team, behind the team.
Yeah, so we have our coach, Mr. Richter, and our other team members, Allie and Jason.
Yeah, and the Trojan.
Sorry, the Trojan, yeah, our mascot.
He was feeling a little diss there for a second, you know? All right, very good to see all of you. Thank you so much for being here. So now it's time for the packet round, and you guys know how this works. South Lakes will answer questions from one of these packets first. Edison gets to choose which of those packets they'll answer from. Edison.
2.
2. So I know you know. Questions are worth 20 points. Nothing off for a wrong answer. And if you get all the questions right, well, there's a 25-point bonus. Woo! All right, South Lakes. On the second of his 4 voyages to the New World, Henry Hudson reported sighting what mythical sea creatures that are half woman, half fish?
Mermaid.
Yeah. Since 1872, there's been an increase of about 11 minutes in the average time between eruptions of what famous geyser in Yellowstone National Park?
Old Faithful.
Yes. During the French Revolution, the statues of 22 kings were chiseled away from what great Gothic cathedral in Paris?
Notre Dame.
Yep, here's your science question. Helium, carbon dioxide, ozone. Which of these, a bluish triatomic gas, is formed during a thunderstorm by the action of nitrogen on the air? Answer?
Helium?
No, it's ozone. The slogan 3630 or fight could have described a bitter dispute over free and slave territory that resulted in the 1820 Compromise named for what state?
Missouri.
That's it. The phrase, "it was Greek to me," comes from what Shakespeare play named for a Roman general who presumably would have spoken Latin?
Julius Caesar.
Yeah, you got that one. Here's your math question. Which of these numbers is evenly divisible by 12? Answer? Need one?
The second one.
Yeah, you did it again. Finally, for a course in African American studies, you might be assigned a biography of what slave who led an 1831 uprising in Virginia?
Turner.
Nat Turner is right. Nicely done. Southlake's 410 points. Okay, let's move this on to Edison. Gaithersburg, questions from 1 or 3?
1.
1. William Wordsworth was a peaceable poet, and he lived in a cottage that was named for what bird of peace?
Dove.
Yeah. Of the 3 ships Columbus took on his 1492 voyage, the Santa Maria sank and the Nina was retired, but what 3rd ship is thought to lie off the Bahamas?
Pina.
No, it's the Pinta. So close. Nobel Prize-winning scientist Linus Pauling was a believer in the healing properties of what vitamin found in orange juice and sometimes called ascorbic acid?
Vitamin C.
Yeah. Here's your science question. Hydrogen, sodium, potassium. What element supplies the positive ion in a crystal of common table salt?
Sodium.
Correct again. Mount Hekla, which is almost a mile high, is the tallest peak in what cold North Atlantic island country whose capital is Reykjavik?
Iceland.
Yes. Jacques Offenbach based a musical composition on the book From the Earth to the Moon by what French author of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea? Yeah.
Vonnegut.
Come on. No, but you got the V. Jules Verne. Here's your math question. What is the area of the triangle if x equals 20? Answer?
400.
Yeah, you got it. It's 400. In 1836, the capture and re-enslavement of the black wife of Chief Osceola led to war between the U.S. and what Florida Indian tribe?
Cherokee.
No, it's Seminole. Edison Eagles, 330 points. So we've gone through packets 1 and 2. That leaves packet number 3 for Gaithersburg. Here we go. Few people achieve lasting fame by age 19, but this did happen to what 15th century French girl led by heavenly voices to take over the French army?
Joan of Arc.
Yes. The Bridge of Sighs makes a big splash with tourists in what Italian city noted for its many canals?
Venice.
Yeah, beautiful Venice. During the War of 1812, dissenters who wished to secede from the Union held a convention in what city, the capital of Connecticut?
Hartford.
Yeah, science. Trichocysts, cilia, pseudopods. If you were a paramecium, you would move from one place to another by which of these means? Answer?
Pseudopods.
No, cilia. Cilia, that's how they move around. Visitors to Great Britain can still see fragments of the 2nd century wall built by and named for what Roman emperor?
Hadrian.
Yeah, that's it. In 2010, a collector paid almost $100,000 for 2 pages from the manuscript of what 1852 novel by Harriet Beecher Stowe?
Uncle Tom's Cabin.
You got it again. Here's your math question. If x equals 5, what is the value of the reciprocal of this expression?
25.
Yes. In July 1863, Union forces celebrated 2 major victories, Gettysburg and General Grant's capture of what city in northern Mississippi? Answer?
Jefferson City?
No, it's Vicksburg. But you did well. Gaithersburg, 340 points. That does it for the packet round. You know what's next? It's the grab bag. See you in a second.
Hello, I'm David Rubenstein. Did you know that Abraham Lincoln is the only president ever awarded a patent? It was for a device to lift boats over shoals. It never made any money, but the Smithsonian still has the patent model. I'm David Rubenstein, reminding you to read, learn, get involved, and make a difference.
Now, you often hear me say that anything can happen in the grab bag, and this game is close enough that really anything can happen in the grab bag. So give it your all, guys. In this round, as you know, questions are worth 20 points up or down. First team to buzz in gets to answer. Here we go. Each year in Hawaii, thousands of bananas are consumed by athletes competing in what grueling annual triathlon? Anybody? The answer is Ironman. One of the world's largest airplane hangars is at Kelly Air Force Base near what Texas city whose big tourist attraction is the Alamo? Yep, Edison.
Houston?
No, San Antonio. For some genetic reason, inhabitants of Turkey share with many African Americans a high risk of irregular blood cells that name what type of anemia? Yes, South Lakes.
Sickle cell?
Correct. On your screens. This is Siriono, a language spoken by only a few hundred people in what South American country whose capitals are La Paz and Sucre? Yes, South Lakes.
Bolivia.
Bolivia is right. Because Atlanta rose from the ashes after the Civil War, the city flag displays what mythical bird? Yes, South Lakes.
Phoenix.
Phoenix it is. Choice. As the atomic number increases, does the chemical activity of the halogens increase, decrease, or stay the same? Answer, anybody? The answer is decrease. X marks the spot twice. In the name of what ancient Persian king who won the Battle of Thermopylae? Yes, South Lakes.
Xerxes.
Yeah, on your screens. New York is the last true city. These were the words of what woman who wrote The Bluest Eye and, yes, Gaithersburg.
Morrison?
Correct. A book titled Otherwise Normal People describes those who engage in the competitive gardening of what American national flower? They competitively garden roses. In the 1876 presidential election, the very senior candidate was 85-year-old Peter Cooper, the nominee of what party that demanded, yes, Edison?
Democrat?
No, Greenback, that demanded the use of paper money. In 45 minutes, the minute hand of a clock describes an arc of how many degrees? Yep, Gaithersburg. Answer? In 3.
90?
No, 270 on your screens. You can see ruby-throated hummingbirds in this painting by what American naturalist famous for his portfolio, Birds of America? Anybody, anybody? James Audubon. Now permanently docked in Connecticut, what U.S. Navy ship was the world's first nuclear-powered submarine? It was the Nautilus, and that's the end of the game. Stay with us. The judges are going through those scores, and we will have the official numbers for you next.
I'm David Rubenstein, and I believe giving back is something we all can do. Many students are getting involved in their communities in important ways. I've asked them to share with us how they're making a difference.
Hi, my name is Owen. I am from Bishop Ireton High School, and the way I like to give back to the community is through 4-H. 4-H is a youth volunteer organization, and there's lots of volunteer opportunities, but the one that stands out to me is working at JK Community Farm. It's a farm a little bit outside DC, and they have lots of room. They grow all sorts of things. When I was there, we were harvesting the hot peppers, and the purpose of the JK Community Farm is to give back to food pantries all around the DC area so they can have fresh, healthy food instead of having to eat canned food all the time. And it just makes me really happy to help out there because I know food's one of your most basic needs, and if you have good food, you can have a good life.
Like these students, you too can help improve the lives of so many people by volunteering in your town and community. Please read, learn, get involved, and make a difference.
The scores are now official. We begin with the Edison Eagles from Fairfax County. Andrew, Josh, Quentin, 290 points. From Gaithersburg, the Trojans. We've got Giselle, Natalie, and Paria, 340 points. And coming back for the playoff, the South Lake Seahawks from Reston, Virginia. Zahra, Kevin, and Eric, 490 points. And I believe you could have won even without that Seahawk. Anyway, we're so happy that all of you were with us today. Can't wait to see you next week. I'm Hillary Howard. Remember, everybody, it's academic. Bye-bye. See you next time.
Support for It's Academic has been provided by the following: George Mason University. All together different.
Call us different.
Different in where we come from,
Where we're going,
and how we think.
but the same in our dreams for tomorrow.
Driven by the pull of possibility.
To inspire,
To think fearlessly. To protect and to heal the planet. We know the world will change.
together.
We will be the ones to change it.
Call Mason different. All
Together different.